Hello, this is Beth Davis, the Person County 4-H agent, and we're back with section 3 of the project record book form. And so this time we're going to be talking about your 4-H project focus. So this is related to the specific topic that you're doing your record book on. So we're just going to use animal science as an example. So if you're doing an animal science record book, this is the area that you're going to concentrate on for this section. So the wording is a little bit different from the younger record book to the older record book, but they basically mean the same thing. So they just changed the language just a little bit for that. So there's a line at the top of the page that says name of 4-H project. That's where you would put animal science. If you want to get more specific and say goat, if that is all that your animal science record book is about, you could do that. But if you're doing multiple animals, so if you show pigs and you also show goats, you could just leave it generic animal science. So this is the section where you include things that you have learned and things that you've done throughout your record book. And then you're going to record those things, and then you're also going to say, what exactly did you learn? What kind of skills or knowledge did you gain from doing that activity? So in the younger record book, it says, what did you do in this project this year? So you basically just list it. And the example in the record book says, I showed 5 goats at the NC State Fair. And then the question beside of it says, what did you learn? And the example for this says, I learned the parts of a goat, how to groom a goat, and how to place the goat's feet in a show. So that's just one example of things that you could record in this section. For the older record book, it just says activity. So you just list the activity that you did. So the example that's given here is 4-H Youth Summit during County Commissioners Association meeting. Now this would obviously be for a citizenship or a leadership project record books. That would be the project focus for this older one in this example. And then the other wording for the second question says knowledge, skills gained. And so for here they say to demonstrate responsible decision making. So you just get a little bit more specific about what you learned from that particular event or activity. There is a little statement in parentheses that says attach pages here. So if you would prefer to do this in a separate Word document and then print it off and put it behind this page in your record book, that is totally fine. And I don't know how specific you want to get, but you can even create a chart or a table to put all this information in. However, you want to do it is completely fine. The next question after that says, did you spend or make any money on your project? That's what the question is in the younger record book form. So how much did you spend? How much did you make? And this may not even apply to you. If it doesn't, just say does not apply. But if you paid for your animal, say how much you spent. Did you sell your animal? How much did you sell it for? So kind of look at that, and then also feed cost. Think about all the money that you spent and maybe money that you made. So let's say you are doing some sort of craft project and you sold some of the things that you created. That would be money earned. So that is where you would reflect that information. Then you have, in the older one, it says savings, profits, and losses. And that's pretty much the same question, just different wording. So some general tips about this section. It doesn't have to be something that you did in 4-H. So if you are also an FFA and you have done things in FFA that relate to your project record, you can include those activities and events in this section because it relates to your project focus. If your project focus is citizenship and you did something with a club in school, then you can include that information here as well because it is related to your project focus. So just keep that in mind when you're doing this. It tells you some examples of things that you can list. So those include presentations, TV shows, tours, camps, judging events, workshops, and any other learning experiences that related to your project focus. So just keep that in mind whenever you're doing this section, and you will do a good job. And one other thing I wanted to point out is that on each page, I think from here on out, it asks you to list your program year. And the program year is this current year that you're doing your project. So right now it's 2016, so that's what you would put for your project year. So good luck, and we'll see you in the next clip.